Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a prayer and positive intention setting session for anyone who has been a survivor of rape or sexual abuse or incest or sexual violence. So, as you guys all know, today is another National Me Too Day, where we are all standing in support of Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, who has come forward with a story about abuse that is not being taken very seriously at all. And our systems all over the world are just very flawed when it comes to this, and so many of us have been through this. And so my heart just goes out to survivors. I actually have been through this personally, and I posted today on both of my Instagrams about my story. If you want to go on Instagram and read my story, my Instagram is at rainbow__harmony. If you just type in Rainbow Harmony on Instagram, you should be able to find me and read about my story. But what we're gonna do here in a second, I'm just waiting for people to join, is I'm gonna go ahead and do a prayer for those who are survivors of sexual abuse. And then I actually pulled some cards which are just so on point for this situation that I would love to read after. So I'm not accepting any questions today, and actually I'm taking today off, which is really rare. I did Skype this morning and I did a reading or two, but from now on, just for the rest of today, I'm taking today off to just stand in solidarity with people who have been affected by this type of trauma and violence, and to stand in support with other survivors. So if you are a survivor, my heart goes out to you. You don't have to be a survivor to join this prayer. If you wish to use this time to just pray for people that you know that have been through this, or maybe you've been through other types of abuse, you can definitely be included here. And whether or not you choose to pray, that's okay. If you're not really into prayer, you can just think of this simply as like an intention setting session, or a moment of solidarity, or just time to like put some positive vibes out to support people who've been abused. You don't have to pray to anyone or a specific deity in order to join or be a part of this. Although I will leave space for you to pray to your specific deity. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the prayer. Dear God, angels, spirit guides, higher self, Holy Spirit, and ancestors, and or your deity, please clear, shield, and protect us from all lower, negative, and unwanted energies and entities, and anything that is unwanted. Please ground us to the earth so that we can be here in the present moment, to be able to experience all the joy and all the bliss that is truly on offer for us right now. I just want to lift up all survivors of sexual abuse and rape, incest, and trauma, including myself, for healing right now. So many of us have been through so much. It's so hard to wake up every day in the world and continue to be positive and to continue to keep going when you're going through so much trauma and healing from this. This truly is not just a rape of the body, it's a rape of the soul as well. Please bring back any fragmented aspects of our soul, any feelings that we're to blame, or responsible for it, any feelings that, of shame or of guilt. Please just cut those cords with any of those lower energies. Please take away the fear of our abusers, and any fears that we have about standing up or speaking out. Please help us to feel strong and supported today, as millions of women around the world are wearing black and walking out right now at this exact moment in solidarity for this type of abuse. Please help us to know that we're not alone. Help us to feel thankful for all the amazing, brave, strong people who are standing up today and sharing their stories and standing with Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. Please help for her and for all of us to have justice. Please help our system to change so that victims will have more rights than abusers currently do now. Please continue to help us cut the cords with any feelings and PTSD and trauma and memories that continue to haunt us every day. Help us not to beat up on ourselves or to feel guilty when we're having a day where we're just sad or we're drained or we're low energy or we feel like we can't perform or we can't go on because of this type of abuse. Help us to remember that healing isn't linear. There are going to be good days and there will be bad days, and that's okay. Help us to not blame the universe or blame God for these types of atrocities in our world. For truly, as unfortunate as it is, this is a world of contrast, up and down, hot and cold, dark and light. It does not excuse abusers for the horrible crimes that they commit. But this is the reality of the world that we're living in, and help us to be able to make a change by standing up. Help us to remember that we're all light workers. Help us to turn our wounds into our teacher and to be able to thrive through this. We would never thank the abuse or the abuser or the trauma, but we do have the ability to be able to heal from this and to be able to take what happened to us and find a way to make that the catalyst for our greatest good. Help us to remember that this does not define us. This defines the abuser, and help us to remember that that is their path. They have chosen their path. They will get the karma for that. But help us to remember what we need to do is not to minimize this horrible crime. It's not to forget about it, not to pretend like it never happened, but to be able to not carry it around with us so much to where it's interfering with our life and our happiness and our well-being. Help us to remember that in order to be a survivor, we must first become a victim. So being angry and being upset and being frustrated and being sad and being depressed, all of that is okay. Having anxiety or depression or agoraphobia, having to get treatment for it, these are all normal reactions to abnormal events. Help us not to feel ashamed of any mental illness that we have or anything that we're facing psychologically or mentally or emotionally as a reaction to the abuse. Help us to know that that does not make us less, and that so many people are going through this. So many women especially are going through this, and you are not alone. So today, most of all, help us to not feel alone. Help us to feel loved. Help us to regain our confidence and our self-esteem and to feel worthy again. Thank you. Amen. And so it is. Wonderful. I have so many things I want to say about this, especially about, justice. I do want to add to that prayer that everybody receives justice. And so these are the cards that came out. I shuffled my cards and I asked, what messages do survivors of sexual trauma and rape and abuse need to hear today? And the cards, you guys, are so on point. So this is a message just talking about how today is a day of vulnerability. Be vulnerable if you can, and post me too. If you feel like you want to come out with your story, today is a really good day for that. If you feel like you don't want to say anything at all, if you don't want to say anything about it, that's okay as well. Just have a moment of silence. Everybody has their own way of, being able to handle this and to speak about it. Don't feel pressured to speak about it if you don't want to, but if you're getting that intuition and that guidance, you never know who it could help. This vulnerability card is also coming out as just like an amazing confirmation of all the women and all the people that are coming out to be vulnerable about this, because our vulnerability truly is our strength. And look, the intimacy card came up. I feel like that's just a confirmation of what we're talking about here, sexual abuse and violence and trauma. And then it comes out right next to change. And I feel like, You know, the universal energies are very aware of this. This is something huge that we've been standing up, you know, to fight for, especially the past couple of years, and it will change and it will get better. And we need to keep focused on that. You know, sometimes we look around, we don't see the change, but I see a change because I see more and more people standing up, and the more of us that stand up, the more that we gain that voice to be heard. And so that's why the communication card is coming out, you know, saying, you know, communicate with people. If there's anybody around you who you know is going through this, drop them a line, you know, and tell them you're thinking about them and that you care. You know, if somebody you know is posting about it, write underneath the post and tell them you support them. You know, don't be afraid to say #MeToo, you know. And it's through our awareness and the awareness that we're spreading that this will be changed. You know, I really have a feeling that, you know, the patriarchy, I'm not saying all men, because to be honest, I've met some amazing men. My husband is one of them. Right when I posted about this, the first person that commented me back to support me was actually a man. So I'm not bashing all men here, but I think the more that we spread this awareness about what has happened to so many of us, I think people will start standing up, because they're going to realize, wow, you know, my coworker, my friend, my mom, my sister, whoever, my cousin has been through this. This is a bigger issue than I thought. You know, I think there's just some people that are in the dark about this, and I think that it's important that we spread more awareness that this isn't just happening in some parts of the world or in certain neighborhoods. It's happening in all neighborhoods. It's happening in all parts of the world. It's something that crosses all boundaries, all religions. I mean, it's just insane, you know. So this is saying, you know, hold your light. You know, if you are a victim of this, you have a light inside of you that no one can take from you, and they can't take your soul from you. You still have that light, and you can go out and shine your light and shine bright. And the best thing you can do as a survivor of this is to go out and live the most amazing, most beautiful life that you can, and to shine your light, to be, you know, a beacon of hope for anyone else who's gone through this and feels like their life is just done now. I feel like it's over. I remember, you know, shortly after, like, I went through this and was, you know, healing from this, I really felt like it was over. I got very depressed. I couldn't get out of bed, and it was a really awful time for me. And what really kept me going was the support of other people who told me how strong I was, and who were there to help me through it. So I do want to say, you know, don't be afraid if you need to reach out for therapy or for support if this has really been affecting you. Like I said, before you become a survivor, you must first become a victim. And so sometimes, you know, we don't want to admit this has happened, but they're saying, you know, get therapy. There's actually a lot of free therapy out there. I receive free therapy. You just kind of have to Google or ask around a little bit in your community. Also, you can make like an anonymous Instagram account. I actually have one. I won't tell you guys what it is because it's anonymous, but I made an anonymous Instagram account. I didn't sign up with my real name or anything. I even like made a fake email to sign up with it. I don't lurk anybody that I know off that account. It's just a space for me to post you know, how I'm feeling about my abuse every day and to tell stories about it. And I added other people who've been abused, like using hashtags like #MeToo, #abuse, #sexual abuse, stuff like that. I found a whole community of amazing women and men who've been through this, and we all share our stories and we DM each other. And anytime I'm like freaking out about it, all I have to do is go on that account and like DM one of my survivor friends, and they're there for me. And so I urge you guys, you don't have to be alone. And if you're too afraid to speak about it, make an anonymous account and just start posting stuff. And it's so liberating because like I get on there and I post whatever I want. And I'm just like, I feel free and nobody has my real name. And, you know, it's kind of sad that like, I felt like I kind of had to go underground to talk about this, but maybe that's a good place to start, you know? And so, and don't be afraid that talking about this is going to ruin your name or anything, because it's not about you, it's about them. And also, what I do want to say is that this is not drama. Some people think, oh, you're just starting drama. No, you know, speaking about truth and spreading awareness is the most amazing thing you can do, and you don't have to feel like you're creating drama or something. It's not drama, and that's, you know, a term that abusers use to make us seem like to kind of gaslight us a little bit and make us seem like it's just not important, but it is important, okay? The cards I got from my love deck said, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So, you know, so you might want to consider going no contact with anybody who's still in contact with your abuser, or trying to make sure you're not around them if for some reason you still are, or to just, in your own time and in your own way, take the steps to heal. And, you know, healing simply is just revealing the truth that you're already healed, you're already whole, you're already complete. So this is a message that's talking about deception. You know, whoever this person was that abused you obviously, you know, was wearing a false mask and is likely, you know, a narcissist or a sociopath or a psychopath or something. And, you know, it's not your fault that you didn't see that. You did not allow this to happen. It's entirely their fault, and, you know, you were deceived. And so, you know, that does not make you responsible at all. You don't have to be accountable for this horrible person's actions. So the next thing I'm going to say is that I got this card about rest, and I know this is a message for me today. I'm just taking the rest of the day off to rest and to relax as I recover from this, you know. It kind of hits me hard seeing all of these Me Too posts everywhere, even though it's very helpful. But if this is a hard day for you because of just what's going on, you know, engage a little bit and support in whatever way you can, but don't forget to take good care of yourself and to just rest and take it easy today, and give your body and your energy some time to kind of recover from this a little bit. And also, those of you guys who are just feeling really depressed and tired in general, it's okay to rest. It's okay to take your time. You know, and what's going to help you through this truly is following your dreams. But once again, you do need to rest first. You do need to recover first. So just taking little baby steps. You know, I do believe you can recover from this trauma and work towards your dreams at the same time. I totally have. But you want to take it easy. And, you know, so focus on your dreams, and just be completely honest with yourself about where you're at right now, but know that, like, your dreams are going to lead you forward, and focus on that, and know you still have a life. It's never too late, and you know, you can heal from this. And here's the grace card, you know, just saying to have grace with yourself, to grant yourself that grace to continue through. So I hope that this resonated with you guys. Like I said, I'm not taking any personal questions today, and I'll be back at it tomorrow. I'll be posting pick a card readings. I'll be, you know, working on your personal readings. I'll be returning emails and all that, but taking the day off in solidarity for Dr. Christine Blasey Ford and everybody who's going through this. And so I'm sending you all love and light. I hope that the prayer helps. Me too, I'm here for you. If you need to comment anything below about what you've been through, or just say me too below, I will like your comment. I will give it a heart. I might write back. And I just want you guys all to know that I support you so much. Peace out.